A secret for happiness. Hello, everyone. Happiness is one of those things that is the conscious or subconscious motivation behind most, if not all, of our actions. But somehow this happiness, it is a bit slippery. It eludes us. And even if we are happy, we cannot necessarily stay happy. And because it can finish anytime, we might not even be able to properly enjoy it because we are not sure how long it will last, if it will finish. But also there are, you could say, levels of happiness or variety types of happiness. There is the happiness of having coffee and chocolates. And that doesn't last very long as your cup is there. But when it is finished, that happiness is finished. But there is a different type of happiness, for example, when you give someone something, there is a deeper sense of contentment. Or if you help someone with something and that person benefits from it, becomes better, there is a deeper sense of joy and happiness. And that happiness, that joy lasts longer, but also it empowers us. Whilst the happiness of chocolate is just like kind of like an excitement, and then it's finished. Now, this in itself is good to know, that we should not necessarily chase after a sort of happiness that is fleeting, that we can go for a higher quality of happiness that empowers us and enriches us. But this secret of happiness is nice to know. There may be other secrets too, but this one is connected with desires. Many times there is this idea that I have all these desires and wants and needs, and if I fulfill them, I will be happy. But maybe there can be a state where there are less desires, or a state maybe even where we are so full and so complete internally that we don't have desires, or very, very few. And when you are full, you don't want, if at all you want to give, you want to share. And so fewer desires, that is the secret. Fewer desires, more we can experience happiness. More desires we have, more insecure we are whether they will be fulfilled or not, more stressed we are whether it will happen or not. And even if they are fulfilled, then there is the other fear or insecurity that we may lose it again, or that it may finish. And so this whole mindset of desires and wants and needs is actually what blocks our happiness. Now, if we look at a little child, they are cheered by anything little. Mind has few needs. Mind has few wants and desires. As long as it is protected, if parents take care, they are enjoying anything. They're enjoying their fingers, their nose, mother's hair, anything becomes a cheer. It is an inner state of contentment And that naturally manifests in happiness. Now, as we grow up, what happens to us is through our society, the culture, world culture that we grow up in, we are bombarded with ideas of what we should want and what we should desire. And many of those are created, sometimes even invented desires. And that makes happiness elude us. We all the time become focused on what we don't have, on what we need to acquire. But there are so many things that we already have. So play with this, reflect on this, but also experiment with this. Instead of focusing on what is not there, focus on what is already there. Count your blessings. See what you already have. Often I give this example of this hand is a little miracle. These eyes are miracles. There are so many things that we take for granted. Lower your desires. And then also the other aspect is generate accurate information. Accuracy in purpose. What is the purpose of your life? Acquire more spiritual wisdom to have a broader perspective and lower the desires. Many things are not really required or not really even needed, but we just desire them. But a state, a mind that is desiring is a mind that feels lack, a mind that feels missing, cannot be happy. So good luck with your observations and experimentations. Let's have some moments where we try and grasp that mind that has less or maybe even no desires. Try and feel and experience what that would be like. Get a taste of that higher happiness, that joy that is more constant and more sustainable. Because if we only can be happy when we have chocolates, then what will happen when there are no chocolates? It shouldn't be dependent on external things for an inner state. Okay? So in this meditation, let us create this clarity. And what clarity? First of all, that this word human being that we use to describe ourselves has two parts, human and being. Human is the physical body and the extensions of the body and the objects around. That is the human part. But the being is the invisible experiencer, also called soul. The living, conscious being who is invisible and is not limited by the limitations of matter. And just reflect on this, try and grasp this. There is the body and the bodily extensions and the invisible experiencer who operates this body as if using the brain, using the sense organs, and we use this beautiful image of light to indicate the soul. Tiny star, living light, an immortal being, timeless, invisible, pure, being of light. One who needs nothing to exist. That soul is immortal, imperishable. Body may need certain things, food and air and water. You give to body. But I, the invisible experiencer, the soul, the real self, doesn't need anything from this physical world to exist. We are in this world to give and to share, to play the game, but not to take or to need. And just try and grasp a mind free from needs and free from desires. Just stillness and light. Freedom. The scenes of the drama of life, they come and they go. Everything is like an extra gift. You're timeless, free, peaceful, living light. It is the ego that wants and the ego that needs. But we can drop the ego through the awareness of the self as this invisible observer, tiny living light. And as we go through the rest of the day, play with these thoughts. Try and grasp this and hold on to this mind. We don't need anything. Like these flowers, I don't need them, but I can still enjoy them. But when they're not there, I'm also okay. Experiment with not crossing that line into I need or I want. Just observe, appreciate. Nice. And move on. Have a good day.